You know, the only thing better than an all-American ham and cheese sandwich is a smoked venison ham and cheese sandwich, and that's exactly what we're going to teach you how to make on this week's segment of the Butcher Block. Now, right inside my Cooler Buck walk-in cooler, we got a whole deer hanging in there. I'm just going to unzip it. We're going to step inside, and we're going to pull off one of those hindquarters. We're going to show you how to smoke and cure it. You can see we got a lot of room in here. This is actually 6.5 feet high, 4 foot by 4 foot, so you can hang 4 deer in here really easy. When you're all done with it, it folds down so it's only 30 inches high, 4 foot by 4 foot, so you can roll underneath a workbench when you're not using it. So this is a really neat new product right here, especially for home processors. All right, now we've trimmed up our hind quarter really well. I've gone ahead, taken all the fat off the outside of it, pulled the shank bone off of there, and now we're ready to weigh it up so we can begin mixing our brine. Now, the first thing we need to know is actually the weight of the piece of meat that we're going to be injecting so we know how much brine to add. Now, we're going to use High Mountain's buckboard bacon cure. One thing I love about the High Mountain seasonings is the fact that they break it down into 2 even packs, so we're already portioned out for 12.5 pounds. So we can just divide this cure unit right in half. All right, now we're going to add about 20 ounces of water here just to liquefy our powdered seasoning. There we go. And I'm actually going to add about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So by adding just a little bit of brown sugar here, we're going to sweeten it up a little bit and give it that brine flavor that we're looking for when we inject our ham. And one important feature that you're looking for when you try to find your injector is you're actually looking for one like this one here. This is Weston brand from Weston Products, and it actually has multiple holes in it. So what this is going to do is more evenly disperse the brine throughout the ham. It's going to spread it out. And we're just going to inject this ham about every 2 inches in a grid pattern, up and down and back and forth across this ham. One last step that I like to do is just take a little bit of the dry rub here, and I'll coat my hands with it and just rub it on the outside. And now we're going to place this back into our Cooler Buck walk-in cooler. We're going to leave it in there for about 3 to 4 days and let that brine slowly soak into those muscle fibers. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is actually preheat my smoker. I'm going to set the temperature down to about 160 degrees. We're going to let that smokehouse cabinet start to warm up while we come over here to our walk-in cooler. We're going to pull out our ham and we'll begin deboning it. Now, we'll take some good cool water here and we're just going to dump it over top the ham to rinse off any remaining salt that might be on the surface. We'll put our ham right on here, and we're just going to use a boning knife here, and we're going to start pulling this bone out of here, and we're going to trim this ham up. All right, now that we've trimmed all the gristle and sinew off, we've pulled the bone out, we're just going to put the ham right back together again, just like that. And we're going to roll it up nice and tight to hold it together and knit it together when we put it in the smokehouse. I'm going to put it inside there, and I'm going to go ahead and leave the smoker running at 160. I'm not going to turn the smoke generator on yet because I don't want this product to begin adhering too much smoke too rapidly. So I'm actually going to dry the surface off a little bit, wait till the surface gets a little dry, then I'm going to turn the smoke generator on and start applying some smoke to the product. All right, now we've peeled our strings off our roast. We're going to put it here on our slicer. We're just going to open it up. So we've got about maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. Now what we've done here is we've actually taken the roast out of the smoker whenever we reached about 140 degrees internal temperature. We've used one of my best kept secrets, and that's to place that roast into a cooking bag. And what that cooking bag actually does is it holds all that moisture in when you're cooking at those higher temperatures. Then we turn the smoker up to about 200 degrees and we finish cooking the roast to about 150 degrees internal temperature. And what you can see here is just some gorgeous lunch meat. I mean, you can check that out. I mean, just absolutely beautiful, just like what you'd buy in the grocery store, except twice as healthy and good for you, something you harvested on your own. If you have any questions about home processing, any at all, be sure and visit me on my blog page. I personally answer each and every one of your questions at loveofthehunttv.com.